Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. In this flow series we will see how we can use loop element in Salesforce flow. So in this video I will take an example where we can use loop element so you will understand loop concept in a better way. So basically what is loop element in Salesforce? The loop element is used to iterate over collection of a record or variables. It allows us to perform action on each item in the collection individually. That means whatever record you have in particular object, the loop element iterate over all those records from first to last, or we have another direction last to first. So watch the video till end. After that you will get idea where we can use loop element and how to use it. So without any delay, let's jump to the org. There I will show you how we can use loop element. So this is our Salesforce homepage. In the quick find box, search for the flows. Under the process automation, you will get flows. Click on it. Here we are going to create new flow. For that, here you can see here we have new flow button. Click on it. Now after the updation, here we have two options: start from scratch and then use a template. Here I am going to create flow start from scratch, then click on next button. Now in this example, I will display all the records which I have created in the employee object. For that, we need to select screen flow and then click on create button. So to create the loop element, add loop element over the screen flow. Here I am adding loop element. For that, click on add element icon and then search for loop element. Click on it, and then as here you can see, here we need to enter label, then API name will be automatically populated. As you scroll down, here you can see here we have select collection variable. As you click on it, but till now I don't have any collection variable. So for that, first we need to create collection variable which stores all the records from the particular object. And then we have specified direction for iterating over collections. Here we have first option, first item to the last item, and then last item to first item. Now first we will create collection variable. For that I am closing this and deleting the loop element. Now to store the all records from particular object, we need to create collections. For that we will create get record. Get record is also work as a collection variable because in that we can store all the records. Here I am creating get record element. For that, search for get records. In the label I am entering collection of employee records. Then API name will automatically populate. After that, in the object field, we need to select employee. Employee is a custom object that I created. Here I am selecting employee. And then in the filter employee records, we don't need to add any condition. For that, here I am selecting none. And then as you scroll down, here you can see how many records to store. We need to store all records from the employee object of this get record element. Here I am selecting all records and then simply click on this close button. Now we created get records element which stores all the employee records as a collection of records. Now we are going to create loop element so we can iterate over all the records which are present in the collection employee object. For that, click on add element and then search here loop. Select it. In the label I am entering employee records. API name will automatically populate, and then as you scroll down, here we need to select collections variable. Before adding the get records element or collection variable, we didn't see any collection variable over here, but now as you click on it, here you can see here we have employee from collection of employee records. Click here to select collection variable, and then here we have specified direction for iterating over collection. First here I am selecting first item to the last item, and after that I will show you how it works from the last item to the first item. Now we have selected the collection variable and then simply click on close button. Now we need to add screen element in our flow so that we can display all the records from employee object. For that we are going to add screen element in the flow, and we need to add that screen element after the loop we created. Here you can see after the for each I am going to add screen element. Here I am searching for screen and click on it. Now we need to add label for this screen element. Here I am adding display EMP records by using loop. API name will automatically populate. Now we need to add display text to show all the records from employee object. For that, in the search component, search for the display text. Here you can see, click on it, and then we need to add API name for this display text. Here I am adding display records. And now as you scroll down, here you can see, here we have some area. Here we need to add fields which we want to display on the display text component. Here I am adding employee name and then hyphen. And now from the insert a resource, we need to add that field to the text area. Now the screen element we added after the loop element. That means this screen element inside the loop. So when we need to display the employee current record, we need to select current item from loop element. For that, here I am clicking over here, and then here you will see all the fields that you created in the employee object. Here I am going to select employee name, or you can search name. Here you can see employee name, click on it. Now we added the employee name in the display text component. Now let's assume in the employee object we have 3 records. Now here this employee record name, it display the current record, that means first record, then it will display the second, and then it will display the third. If you have multiple records, it will go so on. Now to better understand, here we will add count so that we can see current number of record or how many records in our employee object. For that, here I am entering count, and now we need to create resources to display the count. For that, click on insert a resource, then click on new resource to create a new resource. Then in the resource type, we need to select variable, and then here I am providing API name as count. Then in the data type, select number. Here we don't want any decimal places. Here I am removing this, and then enter 0. After that, enter the default value. Here I am entering 0, and then simply click on done. Now here in the display text, we added the employee name and the count of current record. So after that, simply click on done. Now in the display text, we added the count, but what about when we navigate to the next record, the count should increase. For that, we need to add assignment element to increase the count. So here before the screen element, we need to add assignment element. Here I am adding assignment element. Click on it, increment. API name will automatically populate, and in the variable we need to select count. Here you can see the count variable that we created. Then in the operator we need to select add operator so that the count will be increased. Here I am selecting add operator, and then in the value we need to enter 1 so that when you click the next button to navigate to the next record, the count should be increased by 1, and simply close this. Now the flow successfully created. Here you can see, first we added the get record element so that we can fetch all the employee records from the employee object. Then we added the loop so that loop iterate over all the records from the get records or collection variable. Then we added the screen element so that we can display the current record, and then the count variable so that we can see the current record number. Now let's save this flow. Here I am clicking on save button, and then enter the flow label. Here I am entering use of loop element. The API name will automatically populate, and then click on save button. Now before the debugging this flow, we need to check how many records are present in our employee object. For that, I am navigating to the employee object. Click on app launcher, employees, and then here you can see, here I have 6 records. Now let's navigate to the flow builder, and now click on the debug button, and then let's click on run. And now here you can see in the employee name, first we have Sophia Simons, the count is 1. Then as I click on next button, here you can see employee name changed and the count is 2. Again click on next, count is 3, employee name is M. Evans. Again click on next, count is 4, employee name is changed. Then count increased. Then this one is the last record because we have checked how many records in the employee object we have. Here you can see employee name is Alex Anderson. This name keep in mind because the currently loop direction is first to last. When we change direction from last to first, we will see what will happen. As I click on next button, here you can see all done. That means our flow successfully debugged. Now I am closing this, and in the loop element, I am editing the loop element. In the direction, here I am selecting last item to the first item and then click on save button. Now again debug the flow. Click on run. And now here you can see the Alex Anderson is first record. Before this it was the last record in the loop. This is how the loop element works in the Salesforce flow. So if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe our channel and hit the bell icon to get regular updates. Thank you.